Welcome back. We're going to chat with Stephen Rogers in a moment. If you'd like to ask Stephen a question, tweet it using hashtag BYUtv Sports, post it on facebook.com/BYUtv Sports, or use the chat widget on BYUtvsports.com. Second annual BYU Basketball Media Day continues here with Stephen Rogers, Captain America. Avengers came out this summer. Did you see that?
I did. It was a great movie.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I loved it.
It was fantastic. Let's start with this. What's your full name and why?
My full name and why?
Where you named that?
Stephen Harris Rogers. Harris is my middle name. And you know what? I'm not exactly sure why.
Okay. You'll have to ask your mom later. Number 21. Why number 21?
Well, I was actually number 40 all through high school, and that's usually my go-to number. When I left Arizona State after my freshman year, I just decided to change. And I was actually trying to figure out what number to be, and I had an old AAU jersey in my house, and it was number 21. I guess I was 21 in a tournament. And so I just decided to switch and try it out.
Okay, 21's worked so far. What have you, we'll preface this by saying this, I guess. How's your knee? Because it really slowed you down midway through the year and has been kind of a process for you since.
It has. It's turned out to be a lot more of a process than I think anybody anticipated. But it's getting there. It's a process, and you just have to be patient and keep working at it, and it'll come through in the end, I'm sure.
And remind me, which knee is it, and what is it?
It's my right knee, and it was my lateral meniscus that I tore. So that was back in December, and then I had the surgery then, and then I had another one in April, just to kind of clean things up and see if it'll heal better. How's
the rehab been, and how much have you actually been able to play versus just kind of get it better?
This summer's been kind of back and forth. I would play for a little while, and then, I've had some problems with swelling. But I've recently got a new brace that is supposed to take pressure off that meniscus and keep it from swelling. So I'm hoping it does just that.
And we wish you the best of luck for that, because we can always use a tall sharpshooter out there. How frustrating has it been to not be able to, I guess, get out there and go? And where are you at right now?
Frustration-wise, I can't even begin to explain. As a person and a basketball player, it's frustrating, but also, as a teammate, to have to sit there and watch my guys go to battle and me just have to sit there, it's not fun. I mean, it's definitely been taxing, but, it's just a matter of patience. And right now, it's just trying to control the swelling. It likes to swell up on me after I play for a couple days, and so, like I said, hopefully that brace will be the answer and do the trick as far as keeping the swelling out of my knee.
And I guess we like to gauge in the media, like what percentage are you? But I guess, can you play today? What percentage are you? Think? Stuff like that.
I could play today, but we're just being really cautious with the brace and just kind of breaking it in. I'm the type of guy that any type of brace or sleeve or anything you put on me, I'm throwing fits. I don't like it. And so to put a brace on my knee, and it's a good sized brace, it's something I have to get used to. So we're just taking it slow and trying to break it in.
Okay. Describe your style of play for those that may have not seen you play yet.
My style of play. I like to run. I like to shoot, obviously. But I guess one thing I like to kind of say about myself when I play is, I don't let the highs get too high. I don't get over happy or overzealous. But, when we're in a slump, I don't let that get to me either. I try to stay even-keeled throughout the game and keep things rolling.
What's your major? What do you hope to do after BYU?
That's a great question. My major is rec management as far as what I want to do after. I'm not exactly sure yet. Still trying to get there.
You with Brandon Davies in that major?
I am. We
Same
have
major?
a number of classes together.
That's trouble.
Yeah, it is. Him and Brock and I are all in it together. So
at least Brock's there for a stable kind of neutralizing figure.
It's true, but the problem is when he's not in our classes. So.
Okay, and what's your ideal, I guess, career after this?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You watch Parks and Rec to get the motivation for that?
I have seen that show.
Okay.
It's a great show.
Pregame rituals.
I don't really have any, to be honest. I'm not a big music guy. I don't really, try to tune everything out or anything like that. I just kind of stay relaxed and try to get there a little early and just, so I'm not rushed to get dressed and things like that, and kind of enjoy the moment.
The BYU locker room got major overhaul, major construction and everything. Have you seen it? Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we're actually in it now, and so, I mean, it's unbelievable, to be honest. I mean, it's more than I think any of us players expected, and so we love it. We enjoy going there every day, and it's not a little closet place anymore for us to go change. It's it's a hangout spot now for us. We love to be in there, and we're enjoying it. That's for sure.
Describe, I guess, what it looks like. Some of maybe the amenities involved.
What it looks like. Well, I mean, the size of it, actual size, is just, I don't know. I can't even gauge how much bigger.
Is it bigger than what it was?
Oh, it's a lot bigger, which is nice because it has, a lot more space for us to move around, and, we can actually stretch in there and get ready for practice in there.
TV, couches, that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah, the TV's 80 some odd inches. It's really nice. So, I think the biggest improvement that we've noticed is the showers. Our old showers were just spigots mounted on the wall.
Like something from your mission or something?
Yeah, seriously. I felt like I was at the MTC for a little while. But no, now it's, they're really nice showers with the rain shower heads and things like that. So it's a million times better.
Okay, we expect the start of games to be much better then.
Yes.
You've been well showered. You've been able to hang out and watch on your 80-inch television. You should be good.
Absolutely.
Favorite superhero?
Am I allowed to be biased?
Yes.
Captain America.
Okay. We've seen shields pop up at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. I'm wondering if they're going to show up at the Marriott Center. Did we have some last year at the Marriott Center? I'm asking Bill Hoob, so no.
Not yet.
Fans, we got to get some shields in the Marriott Center for Steven Rogers. He'll get healthy, we'll get shields. How about that?
That's a deal.
Favorite movie or movies?
I don't know if I have a favorite movie, to be honest. I've tried to answer this before, and I'm a comedy guy. I love comedy movies, so I mean, I can go on and on about different comedies.
You have one or two in particular you like?
I love School Rock. That's always been one of my favorites. And then classics, Tommy Boy is, will always forever be up there. Dumb and Dumber, those are great movies.
Those are the classics, absolutely. Tell us, what kind of music do you like? What are some artists you listen to?
Pretty much anything, to be honest. I mean, I'm kind of open when it comes to music. I'll listen to just about anything. So, as far as artists goes, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Chatting with senior forward Steven Rogers. If you have a question for him, tweet it using the hashtag BYUtv Sports. And Steven, you're on Twitter. What's your handle?
At SHRogers21, I believe.
At SHRogers21. So follow Steven on Twitter. You can post your questions also on Facebook.com/BYUtv Sports and on BYUtvsports.com in the widget there on the right side. In terms of last season, you went from 20 minutes a game the first 10 games, and then the last 24 you only ended up playing 8, averaging about 6 minutes. When do you hope to fully get back, and I guess what's your expectation in terms of getting back to those first 10 games type of play where you're playing 20 minutes a game?
Well, I think it just depends on my knee. I mean, right now I'm not nearly in the shape that I need to be or want to be. So, I mean, it's just going to take time and patience to get to where I need to be as far as conditioning-wise. Luckily we have an amazing coaching staff that, has been very patient with me, and, they're just as eager to get me back as I am to get back. So, it's been tough, like I've said, but it'll just be a matter of patience and getting there.
At the end of the season, it was last year was totally different. You play in the West Coast Conference. You're playing in Vegas, but you're not playing in Thomas and Mack. And you go to the NCAA tournament and you win again. How familiar or maybe different was it, because you played in similar places and did similar things, but it was a different kind of season playing in the West Coast Conference?
It was completely different. But that's the great thing about preseason is, you know, we go to a lot of different things or different venues and play a bunch of different types of teams that, you know, gets us prepared for kind of anything. And, you know, last year was a big change, but it was good. We learned that, you know, there's different things you got to do in different conferences, different venues that are, you know, not nearly the size or, you know, the type of atmosphere we're used to, and some gyms that are even more than what we're used to. So it was a great year. We were really successful and had a great time. And, you know, I think if anything, we'll just build off it and have a great year this year.
How did playing St. Mary's and Gonzaga maybe compare to playing UNLV and San Diego State?
Talent-wise, they're very talented. I mean, obviously, they're really good teams. You know, it's different playing in their venues as opposed to the others. You know, they're still very loud and very, you know, into the game. It's just, you know, half or a quarter the size of other gyms. But I mean, the intensity level, the competition level, it's still all there. And, you know, we still have to prepare really well and come to play every night.
Jeff Bird asks, the knee, any limitations? And I guess, add to that, how much are you limited by it? What can you do?
Right now, it's been pretty limiting. You know, before I got the brace, it was, I actually could play on it 100%. And I was fortunate enough to where I wouldn't even think about the knee. And, you know, those couple days were heaven for me to be able to go and not really think about it. But it was just afterwards it would start swelling, and that's when it would give me problems. So hopefully this brace will eliminate the swelling and I won't have any limitations. I can just go on at 100%.
Travis Adamson asks, you were highly recruited in junior college. What makes Coach Rose and his staff such great recruiters?
Well, coming out of junior college, I knew I wanted, you know, a good atmosphere and somewhere where I knew I would, you know, be able to come in and make an impact. And, you know, on my visit, I got to meet a lot of players and immediately saw that they were great guys as well as great competitors. I mean, and the staff sells themselves. I mean, you know, they love the game, they love coaching the game, and they're in it for the right reason. So, I mean, it wasn't that hard of a choice, to be honest. It was, you know, it was pretty clear to me where I wanted to go.
Okay. Harrison Collier asks, how does the basketball team better its three-point shooting this year?
Shooting it's just like any other thing in sports, you know, whether it's putting, shooting, or swinging a bat. It's just practice. You got to practice. And our guys over the summer have been practicing like crazy. You know, our coaches challenge us to get in the gym and get shots up, and you know, a lot of them did just that.
How many guys did the 50,000 challenge from?
Completed it? I'm not exactly sure. I know a lot of them. I'm sure there's a couple. I think Brock did.
Josh Sharp said he did it.
Josh did it. A couple other guys did it, I think. And some may have not got to that mark, but I know still got thousands of shots up. So, and I mean, you can tell in practices now, I mean, we have some great shooters who, you know, can put the ball in the hoop. So, you know, I think our three-point percentage won't be struggling this year.
Okay. Final question. Travis Adamson gets another one. He says, if you shot 20 NBA threes right now, how many would go in?
20 NBA threes?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
Right now, tough with the knee, but that's what he wants to know.
I'd like to say 20, but I don't know. Probably between 17 and 20.
Between 17 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not too shabby. We may have to put some chalk out on Helaman Halls on the court out.
Give me 2 warm-up shots, then you can start counting.
Let's get that sport court out from the hoops. And
there you go.
Well, thanks for the time. Hope the knee gets better quickly so we can see you out there again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Stephen Rogers, BYU basketball team. We'll be back in a moment. I believe it's Anson Winder coming up next. The sophomore guard. We'll chat with him. Tweet your questions using hashtag BYUtv Sports, Facebook.com/BYUtv Sports. And, of course, the widget on BYUtvsports.com. It's all coming up next. Anson Winder on BYU Basketball Media Day on BYUtvsports.com.